So,
Thanks,
Kavik,
man.
how's everything?
How's good, man? How's this? Nice to see you guys. It's been a few months. I think the last time we spoke.
Yeah,
I actually wanted to ask you a few questions just about Carl and your experience. I heard a bit while you're talking to Raf, actually, but just really wanted to hear from you.
yeah,
If you don't mind, you have a few minutes.
yeah, sure. Yeah,
You know,
as I said
yeah,
already for a couple
yeah.
times to Raf, so I'm super happy with Karl. We found the good, how to say, teamwork. He's very respondable, like
Mhm.
he always, responds the message. He's like, even like, let's say, off hours,
Mhm.
sometimes when he sleeps, I'm preparing him some tasks, and I see he's,
Yeah,
liking the tasks,
yeah, yeah.
allowing the task. I'm like, this guy, so he doesn't sleep. I mean, he's probably at home, and he's just,
Yeah,
saying, doing, and he's checking the message even out of working hours, and which
yeah.
is, because all people's in my company, because let's say uh, in Europe, the guys usually, if they work from 9, for example, to 5 or to 6, after work or before work, you're not gonna reach them. They are turning
Mm,
off their phone, and that's it. In
that's it.
America, we work like all days. We are all days online. We
Yeah.
use the phone. And like if there is a work after hours, we still try and all this to respond to some important
Yeah.
things, which is the Carol the same way, which I like it because I hate my Italian team for that because they're not reachable after the work. In the same time, I love my US team and I love Carol because when I
Yeah.
need the Carol after
Yeah.
hours and I need to ask quick question, he's respond as soon as I see he don't sleep, he's respond.
Mhm. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. I actually wanted to ask you more of think of it as a testimonial. Um, you know, so you're right now you're focused on commercial and you're a GC, right? So what made you start looking into something like this in the first place?
Because we've been testing, so actually you guys been as a test. So we did test few companies. One of them was uh, what's the name of them? Bidding enterprise or something like that. So we test couple companies who was in New York market because we ask a few friends, guys, do you know any companies? So they give us a couple companies. Then I did my personal research.
Hmm.
Putting in the in. I think I found you guys through the Facebook. So when I start search through the Facebook, you guys pump up like commercial, and I said, oh, listen, I read your how to say advertisement, and then I visit your website, look at your what you offer, and then I said, why we there is no big loss if we're gonna try. So we
Hmm.
test you guys, we test other companies, and by the end we stopped with you because for now I can be honest, we don't have any more external. So you guys,
I
only you
see.
guys.
Wow, amazing. Very happy to hear that. And when you started, what what did you picture as the worst case scenario before you were trying it? What were you actually worried about?
I was worried about because I had feedback and on some researches on some charts. I heard some companies what they do, they tell you we give you the in let's say a person who's gonna work for you, and then that person start working with you. Then what they do, they probably use them for another projects, and basically then but maybe that works with the new companies, fresh companies who doesn't have any idea what is the estimate and how long it's taken. But if we are on the market for 20 years and we know We have our estimating department already 7 years, and we know, from the department how, we see the process and we know how long it takes. Let's say Carl, I'll give him a bid. He's making that bid in 1 day. I do the same for another company, which I heard they are doing that, and I'm receiving that bid from them in 3 days. What should I think? Or this guy is not professional, or this guy is doing something else during his hours, which we are paying him.
Yeah. So why do you feel that? Why do you think that that Get Ninja was able to do it much sooner versus the other companies?
As I said, there is only two options. Or this guy who been working with my bid, which I give him, or he's not a professional, or he's doing something else on his working time. Karl,
Yeah.
when he's concentrated, I see, first of all, when I
Yeah.
send him a message, he is always respond, meaning he's next to computer or he's next to the phone. Because for me, I don't care where Karl is physically. I don't care what Karl use, his computer, his iPad, or his phone. For me, there is no difference. For me, is the result, and I see the Karl result. He is completely, like I can ask some technical question and he give me an answer right away. Meaning he's his brains inside that bid. So meaning he's with the details. The other guys, as far as from my experience when we test, like I send a message, I need some information. I get an feedback in a half hour. Meaning the
Hmm.
guy was somewhere else, or he was not in that, let's say, my
Yeah.
chat and my bid,
Yeah.
or he was sleeping, or he was somewhere.
Yeah, that's why it's important for your estimator to be part of your team on a day-to-day basis, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure that made a big difference with Carl. But tell me about the first set of plans or project that Carl worked on. What came back? What did you think when you saw it?
Actually, the first, I think I give him first couple projects. They was not new bits. They was already done previously by
Ah,
different our guys. So we just tested the way I wasn't trying to understand how he is accurate and what his speed, to understand if he's a professional or he's not. So he did those couple bits, and I did figure out, he did accurate, he did on time, which is I'm not super crazy about. Oh, you have to get done this. Oh, you spend 1 day, and you didn't complete. What the fuck? No, I'm not about that person. There is a, I know, I'm the human, and I did pass all these processes, and I know sometimes I'm in better condition. I can do something super fast. Sometimes I can be slower. So if Carl and I say, okay, he did not complete. Okay, that's normal. He's human. Maybe he didn't sleep well. Maybe he didn't have a coffee cup. Maybe he was in the restroom. I mean, maybe he had an appointment to doctor. I don't care. I really don't care. Uh, if
yeah,
he have that issues. For me, the overall result. If out of three beats he did one perfect, second perfect, the third one it took a little longer than it should be, okay. For me, it's okay.
there you
We're
go.
humans. Let's say sometimes we have an urgency. I will ask you, Carl, can you have overtime? And you will tell me if you want to use overtime or you cannot use that overtime, let's say. But it's up to you how you're gonna manage. If you have appointment, go
It's
ahead.
yeah,
Go
very
ahead.
nice of you. Very nice of
You
you.
will start tomorrow early.
Yeah,
I don't. You
there
don't
you
need to
go.
ask my permission. It's your time. You manage yourself. You are not in office. You are working from external. So your time is your time. You can manage yourself. That's at Carol. Like don't. You
Yeah.
yes. I ask him if you need the overtime. Just tell me.
After
Um,
having Carl join your team
yeah.
as a remote estimator, did you feel like it actually changed your numbers?
So we did a big job with Karl, how to say, finalize the software with the database purchased from RSI Means. So he is the first guy who did start to implement that numbers to the quick bid, because we still don't do that with our millwork estimators. Why? Because I think the database for the millwork is not perfect like we already have from the database from the experience. But with Carl for that new division, he is the first of all estimators who would try. He's the first who implemented numbers into that, and we have already result for that few months which we are working with Carl. We have already result.
Wow, wow, good for you. I'm very happy to hear that. So, if a contractor was sitting where you were, say 6 months ago, what would you tell them about hiring a remote estimator?
We are for example, now let's say I think with Carl maybe 3 months. So 3 months. So we have let's say already one job, let's say almost assigned. As soon as we are getting the contract review, I will reserve that job period, the schedule. It's a 1 year job, so I will reserve that period. So then I will see how the other bids come up. Let's say LV. If LV jump in and sits somewhere, let's say, start in September, oh, sorry, December, or maybe January. So I will put it again in my overall schedule. As soon as I infill, let's say, maximum of our manpower plus estimating um, capability, we will see if because I will need to increase my team. I mean, my team, another PM, another coordinator, another procurement. I mean, another
Mhm,
part
mhm.
in the procurement. If we see we can handle it, I'm gonna call you and say we need another estimator because we
Yeah,
are ready to do another
yeah,
step.
yeah, yeah. You have to be ready. So at least you're aware of all that. You're aware of what needs to be done. If you don't mind, that recent bid that you won, how much was the project size?
I'm opening just a second. So the total will be 1 point, uh, so 1.5.
Wow, $1.5 million.
Hmm. Is
Congratulations, man. Very
yeah,
happy for you.
yeah.
Wow.
For us as a company size, it's not the big bid, it's not the big job, but it's a mid size. It's a really heavy mid size. But the thing, it's not difficult for us because it's a 1 year period. Because
Hmm, hmm.
I can give you an example. We did the one of the big ones. We did 8 months for 6 million project.
Hmm,
It
hmm.
was about 30 carpenters involved, on field
Wow.
installers, and it was a 6.5 million contract, and it was about 8 months.
Hmm. Wow. Okay. Okay. So relatively, it's different. Wow. Good for you, man. Good for you. Very happy for you. And Jay, that's it for me. Thank you so much for taking the time to touch base again. And I think
It was a
Carl is.
pleasure to talk to you again.
Yes, I know.
But
My partner was going to join
you're
too,
the
but then
owner
he.
of the company, right?
Yes, yes, I am.
So it's always
My
good to
partner was
have a
there too.
connection because I can give you my points, so you can
Of
put your brains how to make your
That's it.
company
That's it.
better.
That's it. That's it. I mean, it was good to get feedback, especially make sure that everything goes smoothly. Because like once you stop touching base, the more touch points you have, the more everything will stay together. More eyes on everything. It helps. So I'm happy that Raphael, the account manager, follows up with you quite regularly.